Hello again everyone, Saki here and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the 2022 mod with full circle racing designs, and we are here for 7 laps at Circuit of the Americas, and those boys decided to put on a show in qualifying. We are back here dead last in the field. Brandon is up there in that adrenaline shock Toyota Camry waiting for the green flag, and green flag is out. Waiting for Cody Ware to pick up the pace here, and we'll get the whole shot down into turn 1 as best we can. We'll try to make up as many spots as we can here, but 3 and 4 wide in front of us, possibly even 5 wide as well as we come down the hill for the first time up into second gear and try to roll that outside as best we can, leave these guys some room on the bottom as the AI here are pretty aggressive. As you can see, 3 wide in front of us, Balicki, Busch, and Bell. And Chase Elliott just to our right side, Kyle Busch forcing his teammate Christopher Bell off course. Bell comes back and still 3 wide in front. That is really tricksy. McDowell and Eric Jones to the left as well. We'll try to shoot the middle here. Roll the middle. Can they make it through? Outstanding. So really fighting. Oh, Jones into us just a little bit. Had to save the car there, but no worse for the wear. We are okay. Setting up for this braking zone right here. Heavy braking and essential to get down that long main straightaway here. Straight line braking as much as possible. BJ MacLeod really diving it in there as well as the 31, but good run off of that corner. We'll make up some spots here on the outside of Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell as well. The rest of the cars going single file in front. We can try to get that pull in the DRS zone for those Formula One cars. Braking at the Dodge and down into first gear, a very tight section of the racetrack here. Oh, whew, a little loose, but we managed to gather it up and get back on the throttle. That white line to our right almost feels like a curb, so we'll try to stay off of that as much as possible. What I've learned is you can sort of get the right sides on the right side of those rumble strips, and that will help pull the car around the corner if we are pushing. But mainly just trying to keep all 4 tires on the racetrack as best we can, and we're starting to see a little bit of a gap in front, so if we can get the power down and pass these guys, more power to us. We have McDowell still there on the left-hand side. Peeking in, we should be able to roll that outside a little bit better and leave that bottom open as they like to dive bomb this corner as quickly as possible, but they don't get a whole shot. Oh, sorry, Michael. So a little bit of a local yellow there. They slide off the racing surface. No harm, no foul. Yeah, I don't know if McDowell came up or we came down, but 3 cars fighting for the same real estate, really tight quarters racing. Roll the outside. The AI like to run that outside line there. We'll try to stay within track limits as best we can, but the S's are really where the track limits take hold. If you get all 4 tires below either one of these S's, you'll be black flag quick, fast, and in a hurry. Kyle Busch with the dump. A little bit scraping on the right side, flying 360. Let's take a look at that from the outside view. So going into the S's, okay, maybe I went to the right a bit to get to the next corner. Kyle was there. Really close quarters racing, but aside from buzzing the tires, no harm, no foul. And we will slide in behind BJ MacLeod and try to get the tires cooled down a little bit. We won't really press the tires for a few corners. Try to get those temperatures down. We're running at 3x tire wear. Oops, sorry, BJ. And that means that even a flying 360 can damage the tires a little bit more than normal, but we still will not be within a pit window. So unless a yellow flag comes out, we are on the tires that we've got. Taking that inside corner, and it looks like Christopher Bell and Kyle Busch got a much better launch as we were squeezed down by BJ, but we should get the massive pull down this straightaway. And luckily a nice clear day. We don't have to worry about no visibility going very fast down this straightaway. And we'll get down the gears. The sequential shifter is helping get down the gears a little bit better. Instead of the H pattern, it seems like a faster shift and better control under braking. I don't know if that will be the same for these guys in the real car. It'll be interesting to see if anyone misses a shift or perhaps downshifts too many times. You have to keep the shift count in your head, how many gears you go up, how many gears you go down, unless, of course, those digital dashes show what gear they are in. Whoa! So I think I got too hot and heavy into that corner. Let's take a look. Setting up for the corner, and nope, Christopher Bell just comes up off the racing line, spins us around, and not a flying 360 will light those rear tires up a bit and get back to racing, but losing more spots than we're gaining here in the early running. So that'll settle us in behind Michael McDowell, and once again, let's try to keep these tires as cool as possible for these next few corners, not really pressure them too awful bad, let those temps come down and get the grip back. But already we are at a deficit compared to these guys as far as tire wear is concerned, doing 2 big slides, but still we can get the power down this straightaway. It looks like our gearing is a little bit shorter. We can get down these straightaways much faster than the competition, but still a net loss for sure as we get light over the braking zone, trying to brake as straight a line as possible, diamond the hairpin as best we can, and following Chris Buescher on through. So we'll set up through these S's here, a few cars in front of us, and luckily they're single file, so we can make short work of them if we can get to them to make a pass. With these S's, it's very difficult to get a line or get inside someone. It's single file until you can get on the straightaway. Not close enough to get to the inside of Chris Buescher here. We'll take a look and think better of it, but coming up is a prime passing spot as we accelerate through the left-hander downhill here, and then heavy braking coming up to the long straightaway, and hopefully we can get a better launch than Chris Buescher and those guys in front, Chastain and Jones. We washed out just a bit, couldn't get the power down, but we didn't lose a whole lot of time, not as much as we lost to Christopher Bell last lap. So back on the gas, we'll be able to get behind Ross Chastain, get that pull down this straightaway, and maybe get to the left-hand side here for the pass in the braking zone. Heavy braking from 4th down to 1st gear. Try to get to the inside, lock up just a little bit, get into Corey LaJoie, but he manages to keep it straight, as do we. But a little bit punishment on our right front tire, trying to get it slowed down and got in position. Trying to get the power down, still 1st gear through this section here. Trying to get the car to rotate as well as we can, and Chris Buescher sort of forces us off the line there. No worries. Slight contact. We were able to continue and get to the inside of LaJoie as well. Unfortunately, we're not able to get the power down. It's sort of like the carousel of Watkins Glen. If there's a car to the outside, you want to drift up and carry that speed, but we just can't with LaJoie there to the inside. We'll try to roll the outside as fast as possible, get down to this braking zone. Leave him the bottom, however, as he is going to dive bomb as deep as he can and get back on the gas and get pulled up to Chris Buescher. So we'll complete that pass on Corey LaJoie and get that tow down the front straightaway here. As laps tick down, though, 7 laps. Doesn't sound like a whole awful lot, but it takes 2.5 minutes to get around a lap here. So plenty of time if we can just catch these guys, but the front guys here are starting to single file and gap each other just a little bit, so it's not going to be as opportunistic to make those passes as earlier in the race. Ideally, of course, we wanted to keep all 4 tires in the proper direction rather than getting turned, so we're sort of behind the 8 ball here, but still can come out of this with a good finish here. We are a little bit faster than these guys in front, Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott, and BJ MacLeod holding station up there as well. Good run for BJ. And a good launch. If you can get off that turn nice and straight, you can make up a ton of speed here as we roll hard. But Alex Bowman to our outside still will take advantage of the inside, try to get it slowed up, get to that apex, sharp left-hand corner. Slide just a little bit, losing some grip on that acceleration, but carrying that down the straightaway and getting the pull off Chase. And I don't know if Bowman will be able to keep a hold. But yeah, really strung out group of cars in front of us now. As long as we can stay within the draft on these main straightaways here, we'll continue to move forward. And that's why I like to see in front Christopher Bell battling with his teammate Kyle Busch up there in that Interstate Batteries Toyota, and Josh Balicki in that 77 right in front of those Gibbs Toyotas as well. You can see the leaders already making that left-hand corner and going up to the right-hander. So a lot of ground to make up. And with no chance of full course cautions, we've got our work cut out for sure. There's BJ with that right side scuff damage there as we try to set up. We want to get to the inside on this left-hander coming up. We'll get the power down, just get to his inside. We'll make that pass as well. And carrying this corner, and that corner before the long straightaway is definitely where we can make up the most time on these guys. Nice solid roll. Car stayed nice and stable under us. We got the launch off the main straightaway and passing Busch and Bell and Balicki, the three Bs. And we have a little bit to go until we get up to Austin Dillon. It looks like Austin up there. And then Bubba Wallace and Chase Briscoe out in front. There it looks like Blaney and Larson and Suarez. So I think we're getting to the front bit of the pack, but I do not see Brandon. So if he has had a clear shot to get through this pack, he can definitely start gapping these guys a whole lot more as we are mired in traffic here. Let's see if we can catch up a little bit through these S's, use those rumble strips to our advantage to help pivot the car. Yeah, it looks like Kevin Harvick just over the top of the hill there. Let's get as straight a launch off this corner as possible, get the power down earlier on Austin, and indeed we're catching just a bit. Very fast left-hander here, clip the dirt just a touch, and let's get the power down off of this corner as well. Ideally, we kind of want Briscoe. Oh, Dillon is going under Bubba there, side by side. Austin not being able to get the power down. Getting around in massive tow here. We can get around Bubba and get in behind Chase Briscoe. This is where we'll make up a lot of time here if we can get to the inside of Chase, but we might not have enough time with this heavy braking zone. We'll brake as straight as possible, not do anything crazy, yanking the wheel to the left-hand side, getting the car out of shape. Bubba fights back on the left-hand side, and we'll roll through the slow part of the corner, try to get under Chase Briscoe as best we can. Cannot quite get that bumper under. So we might be able to get him on the right-hander, or even roll through the left-hander here right to the inside setup. And Briscoe does go a little bit wide if we can get our power down earlier. Indeed, around Briscoe and behind Daniel Suarez, with Kurt Busch, Austin Cindric, and Tyler Reddick out in front of us as well. And still cars way out in front as I look ahead. So ideally, I want to look ahead and not see any more cars out in front, but it is the choo-choo train going around this track. We'll see how much time we can make up here, get to that inside, really under Suarez. Good launch off the corner as well under Kurt and Austin. Flying past Reddick and seeing those cars climb the top of the hill within shouting distance. We're going to try to make the best of it here as we set sight on Cole Custer, who is having a good run here. About to break into the top 10, it seems, with Kevin Harvick out in front, and then there's Ryan Blaney, and perhaps William Byron in front as well. So indeed, getting up to the leaders, but also running out of time, and if Brandon is entangling with these guys, he is extending that lead. I haven't seen him this race except for the initial start, so I have no clue how he's doing or where he's running. Our big concern is catching as many cars as we can. A little bit slower on that exit than I wanted to be. We're not going to catch up to Kevin quite so much, and I don't think we are going to get the draft down this straightaway. We need to brake nice and late. Get through the apex, just clip it, and get on the gas. And no, we're not within drafting range just yet, so we'll have to make up that time in the slow sections of the racetrack. It seems like these guys are really good in the medium sweeping corners. The S's in particular is where I think they hold their speed, but getting off of sharp corners are definitely their Achilles heel. And especially if Logano can hold this little pack up. Logano out in front of Almirola, Byron, Blaney, and Harvick. Yeah, if Joey is a little slow here, we might be able to make a 4 or 5 car pass on that straightaway. We will take a look-see. We just have to be close enough to get the job done, and I think we will be. We may be able even get under Harvick in this carousel here. Harvick fighting back on that outside, of course, really trying to hold that position. We'll drift on up, keep Kevin behind us, and go for broke on this straightaway, and we'll see how we do. A few cars in front. I think that's Kyle Larson and possibly Brandon there as well. So we are catching. So that, yes, indeed, down, I think that was Brandon at the top of the hill there. But white flag is out, one more lap to go. I don't know how long the racetrack is, but 24 corners, I believe, to get the job done. We're in a much better starting place, that is for sure. We started dead last on the field, so even if we pass one car, that is a positive improvement. But riding in the top 5, trying to get up there as best I can. I think that's Denny Hamlin out in front of Kyle Larson as well. And looking in front, just trying to see Brandon. I think he's already through the S's, so no worries for him. He would have to drop all 4 tires off and go for a ride if we had any chance. Yeah, he's already through that right-hander. So it looks like the race is for second for us, and we're going to give it everything we can here to get into second. Yeah, looking through the left-hander, I don't even see him at the top of the hill. We'll see if we can spot him down the straightaway, especially if we can get the pull off of the 5. Braking late, cutting that corner, trying to get the power down, and I don't see him at all. So the race is definitely for second only, but a good run down this straightaway will be able to get up to Larson for sure. Maybe be able to peek to that left-hand side, get to the inside of Kyle Larson, and get to Denny Hamlin here. Heavy braking going as far as I've ever gone in that section. And I think we're set up okay to get Denny here. It does look like his tires have possibly fallen off. Of course, our tires massively damaged, and I think there went Brandon there through the left-hander. So we might have gained a little bit of ground under braking and down the straightaway. He'll have no drafting help, and unfortunately, we don't either now. So just a few more turns to go. We'll see if Brandon makes a mistake. If not, that will be Brandon's 3rd win this year, and we may come across the line in second. So just 2 turns left, the left and then the other left. Yeah, Brandon is long gone. His engine would have to explode, and he would have to go careening into the fence in case for us to win. And there's the checkered flag out for Brandon, and we are going to come across the line in second. It would have been interesting to get 3 or 4 more laps in to see if we can make up any ground. So Brandon does come across the line in first. We will come across the line in second. Denny Hamlin will come across the line in third. Kyle Larson will come across the line in fourth. In 5th place, Joey Logano. 6th place, Eric Almirola. 7th place, William Byron. 8th place, Ryan Blaney. 9th place, Kevin Harvick. And rounding out your top 10 is the Stewart Haas teammates of Cole Custer. So not bad for those guys. So the standings after Circuit of the Americas, Brandon has regained that top spot with 3 wins. We come across with 2. Keselowski still with 1. Kyle Busch is your cutoff driver, tied with Cole Custer. Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman on the outside looking in, but still tight, especially from 13th down through 20th and even further down. And next week, we go to a short track where it closes up really quick. In the event of an accident, we're going back to Richmond. So like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for Richmond. Take care.